when this number goes up and these numbers go up, that means the value of your dollars go down. Even though right now we are seeing the US M2 money supply actually shrinking, the currency and credit derivatives are exploding. And we're going to be talking about what's behind this, what is known as old money, according to the debt clock people. And we're going to take a look at what new money would look like. That's sound money as we explore. This is the latest message video coming from the US Debt Clock people. I've been tracking these thanks to user sign up who's made me aware that these messages were coming, and I'm going to be getting the older messages as well too. I think I only need 2 more to catch up, but this is where the US national debt is now, $33.956 trillion. And next month it's going to be $34 trillion for sure. In 2024, we're going to see the debt explode and continue to increase. Why? Well, because government does not want to stop spending. They want to keep going until they can reset things, and likely that reset will occur on the advent of a central bank digital currency. And right now, the dollar strength is high compared to other currencies out there, and that will be under threat when the Federal Reserve lowers rates coming up next year in 2024. Nonetheless, these numbers continue to tick on by. We see federal tax revenue, which really is not that much compared to the spending that they do. It's insane. And so that is what we're looking at here. It's unsustainable, but has been sustainable for a lot longer than a lot of us thought it would. And that means that it likely will continue. So let's get into what they're talking about here. Let's take a look and compare new money versus old money. This is the latest infographic that they have here shows us here. We're going to look at old money now here and see what this is about. What is it about old money here that we are living with today? And they do correctly define it as money. Indeed it is. It is a medium of exchange. That box is checked out, and it is indeed that is the case. Dollars, one of which I hold in my hand right now, they are interchangeable. There's no question about that. And they do say, well, as an unlimited supply as a unit of measure. Now they X that box out. It doesn't check that box, but in reality, it is a unit of measure. It's just a declining unit of measure, which leads to the third thing, a store of value. So in other words, it is measured against other currencies. That's why the dollar is so strong nowadays, but it is a unit of measure. So I somewhat disagree with them there, although it is declining. Now, a store of value, and it says here storer of value. It's designed to lose value. It is designed to lose value for sure. In fact, if we measure the dollar's value from December 1913, when the Federal Reserve note was implemented, to now, it's lost about 98 to 99% of its value. But it is a store of value that is declining, but it is not out of control completely yet. In other words, we don't have hyperinflation right now. To where people lose faith in the dollar. In other words, the dollar strength would have to decline dramatically. And right now, with the dollar strength being what it is a store of value, and a store of value that is declining at a rate that is, believe it or not, manageable. That is just being honest about what money is. Just because something loses value does not mean it's not a store of value. It's a managed decline of that store of value. Folks, that's bad money. So old money can be defined as bad money or unsound money. There's 3 different terms we can use for it. Old money, which is really essentially current money where it is now, but it is unsound and it is bad money. No question about that. Now, here, this properties of money, physical existence. Yes, it is physical in existence, but a lot of people use money that is digital. Yes, that is most people with most transactions that are occurred, including me, and I'm a cash guy. Most of my transactions are indeed digital. I don't see those dollars, but they do have a physical existence here. This is a physical dollar I'm holding in my hand. That is a physical existence. And I can always take those digital versions and cash them out at the bank. And that's what we do. So they question this because, well, and they have a right to question this because it is taxed heavily. And not only that, but most people, if you were to go to the bank to transfer all of your digital dollars into physical dollars, well, you'd run into some issues there, big time. That's a whole nother subject in another video, but that is definitely the case there. Now, the next property here is right of issuance. Private, secret, and unaudited. Well, that's questionable right now. And it will definitely not be questionable when a central bank digital currency is implemented. Folks, when that occurs, then it will be completely unprivate. You will be audited and audited in real time, big time. But right now, it's questionable. The right of issuance and what are the rights you have under the FDIC, the protections you have at your bank and with cash and the like. There's a lot of questions there. There's a lot of legality that is certainly questionable. Now we get into the counterfeit derivatives, which is not a property of money, but nonetheless it's a point here that is important. Leveraged and manipulated, and that's exactly what's going on in the currencies. That's what the Federal Reserve does. They manipulate big time. And there's corruption with wealth transfer. Many people feel that there is, especially in the banking systems, the big banks, and the like that goes on there. So there's a lot of different things where, because of what it is in its current state, notwithstanding what's going on, what's coming in the future, with already Fed now being implemented, we're going to come to a point in time, folks, where that they're going to be able to make currency essentially expire, and they can take it away for whatever reason they so desire, and under the guise of ESG, DEI, and anything else that could come down the pike that may be renamed something different that essentially falls under Marxist type policies. Now, the next thing here is a part of the unsound money, a property of unsound money, I guess you could say in this case, would be the fraud, debt, and interest. Fractional reserve banking is what we live in, which is essentially a Ponzi scheme. It's unpayable. And most of the entitlements are, by the way, can be included in that, including Social Security, Medicare, and the like. It's basically a Ponzi scheme. We could do much better if that money was in our control, with the most conservative of investment strategies. You can do better than what the government is doing with the money that is entitled to you, that you pay in these entitlements. So it is a Ponzi scheme and unpayable. And the unpayable portion of this is definitely related to what the government has with Social Security. Many will not see that. It'll be gone by then. How are they going to make that work? How are they going to save it? I don't think it will be saved in the due course. Now let's take a look at the properties of sound money or new money. Now, it is interesting they use the terms old and new, which makes us think that maybe something is coming down the pike, some sort of Gesera or Nasera, which is, that the debt will be wiped out, like Tyler Durden in Fight Club. But that is going to be destruction. That's a Cloward Piven type strategy that they think could come into is going to be actually a good thing. But usually Cloward Piven strategy means a bad thing, and it's going to be reset into a central bank digital currency. So I think that is something that is not talked about in this infographic. This, folks, is the pipe dream. This is something that should be coming into place, but it's not going to happen. There is no Gesera, there is no Nasera coming. We have to deal with what should be. This represents the properties of new money, asset-based wealth creation. And I think this is And these are some graphics that we've been seeing as a common theme throughout the series that the Debt Clock people have shown us. What is asset-based wealth creation? Well, it's a storer of value. It checks that box. It's inherent and it's verifiable. And we know that the infographic here showing gold meets that to the core. In fact, so does silver and so does copper. Believe it or not, copper is still being used as money today. It's in our pocket change. It's kind of pretty amazing to see that even a copper coated Lincoln cent does have some sort of this inherent verifiable value, even though it's debased to the core, literally. And then it is a unit of measure. In other words, you cannot print silver. You cannot print gold. In fact, you can't print copper. You can strike copper, you can mint it, and you can produce it and mine it, but that takes a lot of time and energy and effort. And so therefore, wealth, a new money asset-based wealth creation is a unit of measure that we can see and we can hold. It is a limited supply. And it's anonymous. There's no chips. There's no, of course, you can put chips in theory on gold and silver coins if you wanted to, but likely people will just root those out, take them out, and they'd be right to do so. Now, what does it look like in terms of a certificate? A U.S. Treasury certificate is backed by the inherent, verifiable, limited supply, anonymous gold and silver. That's what they represent, and this could be a digital certificate as well too, but it is debt-free currency. You've heard me talk about this note and what my interpretation of it is, and you can see there in the background of the note is a gold coin and a gold American eagle, and behind the fold here is a silver American eagle. And so there you can see there the foundation of it is, the ichthus sign there, Christianity and the like. So there's that. And then below that, we've seen this graphic before too. But look here, we have all of the different assets that could be involved in this thing for what it could be. It got gold, silver, copper. This icon that represents some sort of energy, maybe perhaps oil, exchange, traded, maybe Wall Street, some of the things there. I don't know. I kind of don't really understand how that could be involved there. Wall Street exchange traded funds, perhaps. I don't know. That seems like a derivative, which I would think you'd want to avoid as part of this. Commodities, corn, wheat, soy, pork bellies, what have you. This is real estate. That, I think, represents labor and work and maybe mining sector. This maybe can represent, I don't know, the other, this was TH, which now we find out is Thorazine was what was here before. But this, I think, represents maybe electricity or, I don't know, or maybe atomic and, commodities. I don't know what this could represent, but maybe energy. They could see there. Nuclear energy, who knows? I'm not sure. But nonetheless, these are all real things, except for maybe this with the Wall Street thing. But I think that's how I interpret it. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. A lot to unpack in this one. So I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.